Daily News Stream, June 29th, 2025.
The only thing we'd be asking for is what we were asking for before about we want no nuclear, but we destroyed the nuclear.
US President Trump announces talks between US and Iranian officials will happen next week, but says a formal nuclear deal is not necessary anymore because Iran's nuclear sites were totally obliterated by US and Israeli forces.
UN Chief Antonio Guterres praises US President Trump for the Iran-Israel ceasefire, saying he hopes this peace deal can be replicated in the other Middle Eastern conflicts.
I give extremely high marks to this national security team and President Trump for managing this crisis. And
US. Biden's former Middle East coordinator, Brett McGurk, Democrat, praises President Trump's team for their handling of the Iran conflict, saying America is in the best place we can be.
US ICE, or Immigration Customs and Enforcement, arrests 11 Iranian nationals illegally in the US.
The Netherlands provides a new military aid package to Ukraine worth 175 million euros, including 100 drone detection radars and 20 battlefield ambulances.
China tightens fentanyl drug manufacturing controls in a goodwill gesture to US President Trump, who has made it a top priority to reduce fentanyl-related deaths in America.
Analysis: President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill will prevent the largest tax increase in history and unleash economic growth. The Senate must approve it to benefit all Americans.
Analysis: President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill is a generational opportunity to restore America's economic strength and reward its hard-working citizens.
US FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, investigates 3 children's hospitals for alleged sex change surgeries on children, violating a memo from US Attorney Pam Bondi prohibiting female genital mutilation.
U.S. immigration officials uncover a major identity theft scheme with over 100 Americans' personal information stolen by illegal immigrants so they could gain unlawful employment and health benefits.
The motion is adopted.
U.S. lawmakers, including 128 Democrats, block a lone Democrat's attempt to impeach President Trump.
U.S. A former top Biden aide admits to Congress she ordered AutoPen signatures without knowing who gave final approval. Yet more proof that Biden was a puppet while others were running the country from the shadows.
U.S. ex-TV news anchor Stephanie Hockridge and her husband are convicted of stealing hundreds of millions of dollars in COVID relief funds through fraud, including by claiming her husband was a veteran and an African American.
Hepatitis A virus outbreak infects thousands of travelers with several deaths in Austria, Czech Republic, Hungary, and Slovakia from January to May 2025.
Deadly dengue fever impacts Bangladesh's coast, forcing patients to be treated on the floor as hospitals are overwhelmed.
A measles epidemic is reported in Bolivia with hundreds of suspected cases.
Vietnam. Male patient infected with flesh-eating bacteria is barely saved from death after suffering severe pneumonia and multiple organ failure. Doctors warn the deadly bacteria, Burkholderia pseudomallei, silently enters the human body from the soil or dirty water and can attack anyone through scratched skin, breathing, or digestion.
Climate change is prolonging allergy season, making itchy eyes, runny nose, and sneezing a nearly year-round problem in some areas. British Columbia, Canada, doctors warn.
Noise pollution harms the health of over 100 million Europeans, causing stress and sleep disturbances, leading to tens of thousands of early deaths, report finds.
World Health Organization, or WHO, urges stronger action against tobacco use, which kills over 7 million people globally per year, as rising interference from the tobacco industry threatens public health and control efforts.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, and smoking are linked to higher dementia risk, study finds. There are several controllable factors that can help keep your blood circulation healthy and thus reduce dementia risk, including not smoking, not taking drugs, and not drinking alcohol, staying at a healthy weight, exercising, eating right, keeping your blood pressure and cholesterol levels down.
After I went vegan, 6 months later, I got pregnant naturally after trying for a year and a half.
International nutritionists confirm pregnant women can get enough nutrition on a vegan diet as long as it is well balanced, supplemented with essential micronutrients for pregnancy like iron, vitamin B12, and DHA, or a type of omega-3, and includes regular checkups with a doctor.
Australia's Online Safety Authority wants YouTube included in the social media ban for children under 16, as recent studies show YouTube does the most harm through violent videos, eating disorder content, and more.
The South African government assists Eastern Cape flood victims with identity documents lost during the disaster, which killed more than 80 people in mid-June.
Nicaragua evacuates over 100 residents due to severe flooding in El Rama city.
A tropical depression ravages the South China Sea, causing record rains to strike all three regions of Vietnam.
Jammu and Kashmir, India, a Vaishno Devi Hindu goddess pilgrimage path is hit by a landslide after heavy rain. Electric taxi, cable car and helicopter services are suspended, though the traditional path to the shrine remains open.
A farm fire in Manacor, Mallorca Island, Spain, temporarily suspends train services.
US state of New York declares an emergency as scorching temperatures are set to shatter 125-year-old records.
A China highway bridge collapses due to heavy rain, leaving a semi-truck stuck partially over the edge. After being rescued, the driver repeatedly thanked the rescue team and said he must have done many good deeds in his previous life to survive the accident.
Increased solar activity from June 24th to 25th raised a geomagnetic storm alert and made the northern lights visible across the US.
A rare deep-sea oarfish, dubbed the doomsday fish, is spotted near Tamil Nadu, India, sparking fears of a natural disaster amid a chilling prophecy of a mega earthquake in Japan in July 2025. Climate change is rapidly warming freshwater rivers and lakes globally, raising aquatic surface temperatures by up to 4.1 degrees Celsius by the end of the century, study warns.
Analysis: extreme heat is worsening air pollution, creating a double threat for human health and the environment.
Attention passengers, please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
Bad news for nervous flyers. Severe turbulence is set to get even worse due to climate change, as more heat and moisture cause freak wind gusts, Australian researchers say.
Analysis: the UK is getting drier. It's time to start planning how to reuse rainwater as well as grey water, the runoff from baths, showers and washing machines, to address water overconsumption before it's too late.
Vietnam, major food safety scandal as tens of thousands of metric tons of animal feed oil were secretly sold as cooking oil by the Nha Mun Food Production and Import-Export Company to restaurants, factories, and food producers nationwide. Animal feed oil used to feed animal people who are killed for meat is often crude and refined and may contain toxins, impurities, and unsafe chemicals, endangering health.
Analysis: the emotional toll of climate change is broad-ranging, especially for young people who increasingly report feelings of anxiety, grief, anger, fear, and helplessness over nature's destruction. Some ways to cope include getting active in your community, focusing on positive news while avoiding too much of the negative, and adopting sustainable habits such as a vegan diet.
Study finds wildfires pollute water for up to 8 years after they burn, much longer than previously thought.
Scientists urge farmers to practice intercropping, growing staple crops like wheat together with nitrogen-fixing crops like pigeon peas to cope with increasing extreme weather events.
More than 500 bird people species face extinction within the next 100 years due to climate change and habitat loss, researchers warn, calling for immediate action to reduce human threats across habitats.
Survey finds 68% of people worldwide want to add more vegan foods to their diet.
Righteous quote of the day: all who make themselves great will be made humble, and those who make themselves humble will be made great. The worshipped Son of God, Lord Jesus Christ, vegetarian.
For more relevant news from around our planet, please visit suprememastertv.com/news.